city glow outside the bedroom blind. Quiet hum of traffic down the line. Work shirt hanging on the chair to dry. Messages still waiting for reply. You laugh softly from the kitchen door. Carry all my stress across the floor. When you wrap your arms around my waist, all the running finally loses pace. Every busy thought begins to fade while we stand inside this gentle shade. I can feel my heartbeat slowing down while your breathing is the only sound. Stay like this tonight, right where we are. Nothing more than this familiar star shining through the window while you smile, holding all the hours for a while. Let the future wait beyond the glass. Let the restless moment drift and pass. I do not need any other sign. Stay like this tonight and call it fine. Plates and cartons on the small old table. TV light paint stories from the cable. You tell tales about your crowded day. Turn the hardest moments into play. I admit the things I never say, how I fear I waste my life away. You just listen with your steady gaze till my tangled worries rearrange. Every fragile secret that I share finds a softer landing in your care. I can feel the pressure leave my chest while your kindness tells me I can rest. Stay like this tonight, right where we are. Nothing more than this familiar star shining through the window while you smile, holding all the hours for a while. Let the future wait beyond the glass. Let the restless moment drift and pass. I do not need any other sign. Stay like this tonight and call it fine. If the world returns with louder claims, if the city shouts my borrowed name, we can lock the door and dim the light. Let our little corner hold the night. I will meet the noise with open eyes, knowing you are here beneath these skies. Stay like this tonight, right where we are. Nothing more than this familiar star shining through the window while you smile, holding all the hours for a while. Let the future wait beyond the glass. Let the restless moment drift and pass. I will keep this picture in my mind. Stay like this tonight and call it kind. And call it kind. You drop keys beside the hallway chair, heavy jacket sliding from your hair, silent phone still glowing in your hand, unread warnings from another plan, shadows resting underneath your eyes, every breath a little tangled sigh. You say nothing, lean against the wall, like you barely made it through it all. I step closer, place my hands in yours, feel the tremor running through your core, tell you you do not need to explain, I can hear the story in your frame. I will be your anchor when you shake, steady in the middle of the quake, when the world demands more than you have, I will hold the pieces that you drag. You can let the tired armor fall, leave it in a corner by the wall, you are safe inside this gentle space, I will be your anchor when you shake. Morning messages before the train, little lines confessing hidden strain, you say you were scared to fall behind, terrified of slipping from the line, I can feel the pressure through the text, see you staring at the days ahead, so I write a slower kind of reply, sending back a softer way of life. I remind you you are more than scores, more than every target on a board, you can miss a step along the way, still deserve a calm and kinder day. I will be your anchor when you shake, steady in the middle of the quake, when the world demands more than you have, I will hold the pieces that you drag. You can let the tired armor fall, leave it in a corner by the wall, you are safe inside this gentle space, I will be your anchor when you shake. If the years arrive with heavier storms, if the rules keep twisting every norm, we can draw a border around this room, fill it up with plants and quiet bloom, you can lean on every part of me while the thunder rumbles out at sea. I will be your anchor when you shake, steady in the middle of the quake, when the world demands more than you have, I will hold the pieces that you drag. You can let the tired armor fall, trust that I will answer when you call, you are safe inside this gentle space, I will be your anchor when you shake. City windows breathing silver light, empty sidewalks move beside my drive, radio waves paint a quiet sky, every signal feels like you tonight, hands around the wheel but not my mind, memories lean back across that time, every little word we left behind goes along the lane like warning signs, you were always running from the dark, I was always holding out a spark, even when the distance crossed the line, I kept your shadow next to mine, I stay steady through the night for you, even when the skyline slips from view, when the thunder shakes the passing moon, I keep every promise burning true. If your heart is drifting out of sight, I will be your quiet satellite, call my voice across the fragile blue, I stay steady through the night for you. echo rise inside my lane. You were always searching past the dawn. I was always telling you to stay strong, even when the map felt torn in two. Every open mile led back to you. I stay steady through the night for you, even when the skyline slips from view. When the thunder shakes the passing moon, I keep every promise burning true. If your heart is drifting out of sight, I will be a quiet satellite. Call my voice across the fragile blue. I stay steady through the night for you. Maybe someday you will ride this way, hear this rhythm underneath your name, feel the tender tremor in the air, know this gentle pulse is still your prayer. If the world rewrites what we once knew, I will guard the first light meant for you. I stay steady through the night for you, even when the skyline slips from view. When the thunder shakes the passing moon, I keep every promise burning true. If your heart is drifting out of sight, I will be a quiet satellite. When the morning colors filter through, I stay steady through the night for you. Rain on glass lines, the evening glow, streetlight halos watch the river flow. Old regrets in the passenger seat, every silence is beside my feet. I remember every quiet fight, words that broke the color out at night. Yet your picture on the visor frame holds a softer version of your name. I keep driving through the fading blue, past the corners where I lost with you. Every turn reflects a different scene, still you ride along these in between. We stand halfway to forever on this road, carry hearts that still remember every load. You touch scars that never learned how to let go, turn the trembling into silver steady glow. If the distance tries to pull our lines apart, you reach gently through the fault lines of my heart. Every mile rewrites a broken past together, while we drift halfway to something like forever. Faded letters in a worn-out box, ticket stubs and little seaside rocks, all the proof that we survived those nights when the sky forgot about the lights. You were shaking under winter rain, I was learning how to hold your pain. Now the echoes in these cabin walls sound like fragile promises that call. I keep listening to your steady tone, turn the fear of losing into home. Every time I feel the engine slide, you place quiet courage by my side. We stand halfway to forever on this road, carry hearts that still remember every load. You touch scars that never learn how to let go, turn the trembling into silver steady glow. If the distance tries to pull our lines apart, you reach gently the night redraws our fragile lines, if the fear of losing fills our signs, will you meet me where the highway bends, where the doubt falls quiet in your hands? We can trace a softer way ahead, leave the weight of failure in the shed. We stand halfway to forever on this road, share a map that keeps our compass in the glow. You touch skies that never learned how to let go, turn the trembling into steady golden flow. If the shadows try to drag our lines apart, you breathe courage through the corners of my heart. Every mile remakes the broken past together, till we cross halfway and fall into forever. Traffic hums beneath the hill, empty headlines shimmer on the grill, restless fingers tapping near the dash, all my worries flicker in the glass. Billboard colors crowd the tired air, every message says I am nowhere. Then your number rises on the screen, cutting through the static in between. I pull over by the harbor lights, hear you breathing soften through the line. Every shaking corner of my chest leans into your promise of a rest. You are where the quiet starts tonight, far away from every fading light. When my head is crowded by the race, you become the stillness in my place. I can drop the armor and the guard, lay down all the stories that were hard. In a world that pulls my heart apart, you remain where all the quiet starts. Office windows burning after dark, paper cities building in the park. Every deadline hanging in my spine turns the clock to artificial time. Then you tell me take another breath, let the pressure loosen from my neck. Sudden mercy settles on the floor, while your gentle laughter opens doors. I step outside into steady rain, feel your words run softer through my veins. Every tired belief that I must prove fades behind the comfort of your truth. You are where the quiet starts tonight, far away from every fading light. When my head is crowded by the race, you become the stillness in my place. I can drop the armor and the guard, lay down all the stories that were hard. In a world that pulls my heart apart, you remain where all the quiet starts. If the noise returns in heavy waves, if my courage hides in deeper caves, will you meet me by the open shore? Talk me back to simple things once more. We can trace a softer kind of plan, built on little moments where we stand. You are where the quiet starts tonight, holding every fragile edge in sight. When my head is crowded by the race, you become the stillness in my place. I can drop the armor and the guard, lay down all the stories that were hard. In the echo of my beating heart, you remain where all the quiet starts. Alarm clock flickers on the wall, same gray ceiling, same old hallway call. Dusty window hiding half the town, empty coffee cooling while I frown. Tired jacket hanging by the door, silent shoes still waiting on the floor. Every mirror shows a fading fire, buried under second-hand desire. I have lived inside this narrow frame, letting every deadline write my name. Now a quiet voice begins to rise, telling me to chase a different sky. I am running toward the morning light, leaving all the shadows out of sight, trading every heavy wasted out for a road that carries honest power. If my heartbeat trembles on the way, I will keep it steady anyway, with the open skyline as my guide. I am running stars climbing from the blue, filling every corner with a new. I am running toward the morning light, leaving every borrowed fear behind, trading every empty brittle life for a path that carries living power. If my heartbeat trembles on the way, I will move in courage anyway. With the waking skyline on my side, I am running toward the morning light. Ordinary evening on the train, tired faces leaning on the window panes, neon letters flicker into view, every color fades until it's you. Headphones playing unfamiliar tunes, yet your memory fills the empty room. All the noise dissolves when you appear, sudden calm is pulling your voice near. I forget the weight I carried home when I feel your laughter through the phone. All the crowded hours lose their claws when you hold my silence without pause. You build a home in every hour I breathe, turning empty minutes into ease. Every simple moment by your side feels like finding harbor from the tide. Even when the distance draws a line, I can feel your heartbeat over mine. Nothing in the day can pull me out, while your steady love surrounds my doubts. Kitchen ceiling hums after dark, water boiling in a quiet spark. Screens are full of temporary gold, still your stories never lose their hold. You remind me how to take it slow, how to let the tender moments grow from the worn out corners of the day into little stars along the way. When my nerves are ringing in my chest, you replace the hurry with the rest. Every doubt that whispers I am small falls beside the echo of your call. You build a home in every hour I breathe, turning empty minutes into ease. Every simple moment by your side feels like finding harbor from the tide. Even when the distance draws a line, I can feel your heartbeat over mine. Nothing in the day can pull me out, while your steady love surrounds my doubts. If the seasons scatter us apart, if the clocks keep pulling at our hearts, I will trace your kindness in the air, find the hidden comfort waiting there. Every road that stretches from this place leads me back inside your gentle grace. You build a home in every hour I breathe, turning restless minutes into ease. Every simple moment by your side feels like shelter rising from the tide. Even when the distance draws a line, I can feel your heartbeat over mine. I can walk through fire without doubt, while your steady love keeps holding out. open curtain lets the morning spin. Soft light drawing patterns on my skin. Kitchen quiet, kettle starts to sing. Same four walls, but you change everything. I was used to rushing through the day, counting hours till they slipped away. Now the clock sits easy on the shelf when I feel you breathing close to me. Every little word you choose is calm, folding all the sharp edges from my thoughts. You remind me I can take my time, let the simple moments come alive. You are easy on my heart tonight, like a soft song under city lights, taking all the pressure from my hands, turning heavy stories into plans. I can lay my arm around the floor, leave the fear outside the bedroom door. In a world that pulls my hope apart, you are gentle, you are easy on my heart. Afternoon, we wander through the streets, windows shop and without any needs. People hurry passing narrow lines, we keep talking under fading signs. I was always chasing some award, numbers on a screen I never owned. Now the winning lives inside your eyes, every honest moment feels like prize. When the doubts begin to rise again, you take hold and loosen every chain. You reteach my breathing slow and clear, till the noise grows distant from my ears. You are easy on my heart tonight, like a soft song under city lights, taking all the pressure from my hands, turning heavy stories into plans. I can lay my arm around the floor, leave the fear outside the bedroom door. In a world that pulls my hope apart, you are gentle, you are easy on my heart. If the days grow heavy down the road, if the nights lean harder on my bones, I will hold this quiet that we build through the broken edges of my guilt. You and I can stand against the storm with your steady kindness keeping warm. You stay easy on my heart tonight, like a soft song under steady lights, taking all the pressure from my hands, turning heavy stories into plans. I can lay my arm around the floor, trust the love that opens every door. In a world that pulls my hope apart, you stay gentle, you stay easy on. Traffic rumble under dull display. Empty mug beside the kitchen sink. cold reminders of the way I think. I have carried numbers in my head, chasing every target till I bled. Then you touch the handle of the door, let the outside color hit the floor. You said I can loosen every chain, let the air move softly through my name. I felt something shifting in my chest, like the first slow rhythm of a rest. With you I breathe an open window sky, all the crowded ceilings drift behind. You turn heavy pages into light, paint my worried journey clear and bright. If the world leans harder on my spine, you lean back and lift the crooked line. I was sinking under borrowed lights, now I rise inside your open window sky. Evening finds us walking side by side, city lanterns on the river slide. You are tracing plans with gentle hands, nothing loud, just honest living plans. I was used to running from my past, leaving every promise in the dust. Now the future feels like solid ground, while your steady patience wraps me round. Every time my courage starts to fade, you recall the steps that we have made, pointing toward the quiet we have grown, till my shaken heartbeat feels like home. With you I breathe an open window sky, all the crowded ceilings drift behind. You turn heavy pages into light, paint my worried journey clear and bright. If the world leans harder on my spine, you lean back and lift the crooked line. I was sinking under borrowed lights, now I rise inside your open window sky. If the storms return above our heads, if the street lamps flicker into reds, we can pull the curtains to the side, let the water rise and pour inside. Every broken chapter we restore becomes softer than it was before. With you I breathe an open window sky, all the fading shadows fall behind. You turn heavy pages into light, draw my restless story clear and bright. If the world leans harder on my spine, you lean back and lift the crooked line. I can meet the worry in its eyes while I stand inside your open window sky. Crowded tunnels shake the evening floor. Crowded shoulders pushing through the door. Neon letters flicker tired blue. Billboard faces staring straight on through. Headphones hiding in the winter hood. Heavy thoughts not doing what they should. Then your picture lights my sleeping screen, cutting through the pressure in between. Every signal from your gentle voice turns the iron rhythm into choice. I can feel my breathing start to slow while your quiet kindness takes control. You were never out of reach to me, even when the distance fills the street. Through the thunder of the working day, you remain a softer hidden weight. If the world leans harder on my spine, you lean back and lift a fragile line. Every hour tries to pull me free, finds your steady promise under me. Late night numbers glowing at my desk, open spreadsheets tangled and compressed. Empty hallway stretching down the floor, clock hands crawling past the closing door. Then your message lands inside the dark, little sentence carrying a spark. Every letter holds a warmer ground, where my worn out spirit settles down. You remind me I am more than tasks, more than every question they can ask. I can drop the panic for a while just by hearing patience in your style. You are never out of reach to me, even when the distance fills the street. Through the thunder of the working day, you remain a softer hidden weight. If the world leans harder on my spine, you lean back and lift a fragile line. Every hour tries to pull me free, finds your steady promise under me. If the nights grow longer than our plans, if the schedule slip between our hands, we can plant a signal in the haze, little notes that cut through crowded days. Every time I think I stand alone, you return like light behind the phone. You are never out of reach to me, through the rushing wires and shining streets. When the tide of rising starts to shake, you arrive before my pieces break. If the weight leans harder on my spine, you lean back and hold the fragile line. I can face the turning of the week, knowing you are never out of reach. Highway lines are bending through the haze, faded signs are counting down the days. Open window lets the white sky in, dusty dashboard holds a crooked grin. I was living under neon weight, chasing every number on my plate. Now the engine hums a softer tune, while you trace the sunlight in the noon. Every worry loses all its claim when you call me by my simple name. I can feel the tension start to slide as the daylight settles by your side. We ride through miles of quiet bloom, nothing loud between this road and you. Every little heartbeat finds its place in the gentle rhythm of your face. If the city tries to pull us back, we stay floating beats, your laughter feels like something home. I was scared of letting go control, holding tight to every heavy roll. Now the rear view shows a fading chain as your hand rests quiet on my frame. Every promise does not need a stage, only honest moments on this lane. You remind me I can just exist without wearing any sharp endless. We ride through miles of quiet blue, nothing loud between this road and you. Every little heartbeat finds its place in the gentle rhythm of your face. If the city tries to pull us back, we stay floating on this easy track. All I ever want is stars to bloom while the sky draws circles round this room. If the clouds roll heavy overhead, if the signs grow harder still to read, we can pull aside beside the field. Let the open silence be our shield. All the rules that kept us running thin lose their hold when you are leaning in. We ride through miles of quiet blue, sharing every simple point of view. Every little heartbeat finds its place in the gentle rhythm of your face. If the world moved faster than our track, we will take our slow journey back. All I ever wanted stands in view on this road that opens out with you. Weekend sunlight on the tangled sheet, soft wind creeping through the alley street. Messages are waiting on my phone. I let every buzzing tone stay lone. You were leaning by the open frame, holding mugs that never need a name. All the Russian habits lose their fire when you ask about my quiet desires. We could chase another busy day, or step out and let it fall away. I can feel my breathing start to slow when you say there is nowhere we must go. Under simple skies with you, every heavy color turns to blue. All the crowded stories in my mind fade behind your easy steady light. If the world insists that we must climb, we can take a different kind of time. Nothing loud, just honest in our eyes, holding hands beneath these simple skies. Past the city line, fields and fences drawing gentle signs. Radio is playing something new. You keep tracing outlines on my view. I was always counting every loss, measuring my value by the cost. Now the open distance feels like grace, while your quiet laughter fills the space. Every rule that kept me running thin loses weight when you are leaning in. I can drop the armor I once wore, leave it at the side of this back door. Under simple skies with you, every heavy color turns to blue. All the crowded stories in my mind fade behind your easy steady light. If the world insists that we must climb, we can take a different kind of time. Nothing loud, just honest in our eyes, holding hands beneath these simple skies. If the storm clouds gather in our lane, if the headlines shine your care. Under simple skies with you, every fragile moment turns to true. All the crowded stories in my mind lose their weight inside your steady line. If the world insists that we must climb, we will guide the slower sacred time. I will keep this picture in my eyes, you and me beneath these simple skies. Evening colors on the city glass, footsteps echo while the people pass. Tight jacket on my shoulder bones, streetlight hum around the ringing phones. I was moving with my headphones loud, holding up the weight of every crowd. Then your call cut through the busy tone, turn this restless corner into home. You say I can leave the day outside, drop the broken pressure from my mind. Every time your breathing fills my ear, all the scattered pieces gather near. You are the way you bring me home, through every road I drive alone. When I lose my heart on concrete lines, you return my rhythm every time. I can let the racing world go past, while your voice is holding me at last. Nothing in the noise can shake this soul, while you are the way you bring me home. Kitchen light above the wooden floor, steam from dinner curling by the door. You are humming with your sleeves rolled up, pouring water in a coffee cup. I drop keys beside the faded frame, see you smile and feel a softer flame. All the unpaid worries lose their face when you pull me into simple space. You say I can rest my heavy hands, let the quiet loosen all the plans. Every time you hold me in that gaze, all my shaken thoughts fall into place. You are the way you bring me home, through every road I drive alone. When I lose my heart in concrete lines, you return my rhythm every time. I can let the racing world go past, while your voice is holding me at last. Nothing in the noise can shake this soul, while you are the way you bring me home. If the coming years grow dark and cold, if the headlines shout a story old, we can turn the volume almost down, light a little lantern in this town. Every time the outside starts to win, you remind me where my truth begins. You are the way you bring me home, through every storm and changing road. When I lose my heart in concrete lines, you return my rhythm every time. I can let the racing world go past, trust your steady heartbeat at my back. I can meet tomorrow brave and whole, while you are the way. Office windows fading into night. Tired hallways swallowing the light. Elevator doors release the crowd. Every ringtone humming way too loud. I unlock the car and drop my keys. Let the city settle on its knees. Then your message glows across the dark. Tiny line that feels like a sudden spark. You say meet you by the river bend. Leave the numbers, bring your honest head. Every letter loosens up my chest like a distant promise of a rest. With you, I have nothing left to prove. I can finally let the armor move. Every broken measure of my worth falls away like dust along the earth. If the world keeps shouting what I need, you stay quiet, never plant that seed. Standing in your light, I start to see there is nothing left to prove. Just me. Highway curves along the sleeping town. Billboard faces slowly turning brown. Open window lets the cool air slide. City pressure drifts into the tide. You were waiting at the gravel side. Hands in pockets, easy steady eyes. One small smile and all the noise turns thin. While the gentle river pulls us in. You say leave the trophies in their place. They were never built to hold a face. Every quiet second that we share says my simple presence is enough there. With you, have nothing left to prove. I can finally let the armor move. Every broken measure of my worth falls away like dust along the earth. If the world keeps shouting what I need, you stay quiet, never plant that seed. Standing in your light, I start to see there is nothing left to prove. Just me. If the late nights circle back again, if the targets tower over men, will you take my shaking, busy hands? Got them toward a softer kind of plan. We can let the scoreboard lose its throne, build a different kingdom made of stone. With you, I have nothing left to prove. I can step aside and simply move. Every broken measure of my worth washes down this river with the dirt. If the world keeps shouting what I need, I will keep on choosing your slow speed. Standing in your light, I start to see I was always enough just to be me. is heavy on my chest. Keys are shaking softly in my fist. I have worn a face that is not mine, smiling through the overtime and grind. Then I see your message on my phone, simple words that tell me I'm known. Every step that takes me from that door feels much lighter than the day before, because you are waiting past the noise, talking to my heart in gentle tones. I'm starting again with you tonight, leaving all the bitter miles behind, letting every wasted fear unwind, while your hands are folded into mine. I am learning how to breathe out slow, letting go of what I cannot hold, in a world that always pulls me through. I'm starting again with you. Shoes beside the doorway in a heap, curtain breathing while the neighbors speak. You sit on the sofa, legs tucked in, smiling at the glow of evening film. I hang up the jacket near the door, feel the tension leaving through the floor. When you lift your arm and pull me close, all the restless chatter comes to rest. Every fault line written on my face softens when you pull me into grace. I remember I am more than scars when you trace my future in the stars. I am starting again with you tonight, leaving all the bitter miles behind, letting every wasted fear unwind, while your hands are folded into mine. I am learning how to breathe out slow, letting go of what I cannot hold, in a world that always pulls me through. I am starting again with you. If tomorrow tries to drag me low with the weight of what I do not know, you and I will stand inside this room, let the tender silence slowly bloom. Every broken story from before loses power when you close the door. I'm starting again with you tonight, leaving all the bitter miles behind, letting every wasted fear unwind, while your hands are folded into mine. I am learning how to breathe out slow, trusting what I never could unfold, in a world that always pulls me through. I am starting again with you. over stone. Empty towers losing silver tone. Coffee steam beside the dashboard light. Tickets folded for the coastal drive. I was living under wide demands, carrying the weight of every plan. Now the mirror holds a different view. chasing to the lines below. As the skyline melts into the air, every tidal rhythm loosens there. Lines on the horizon pull us through, drawing quiet colors round this room. Every tight corner of my mind softens when your fingers meet with mine. If the world behind us calls my name, you just turn the volume from that frame. All I ever wanted comes in view on these lines on the horizon with you. Gas station by the rusted sign, paper cups and crooked plastic blinds. You were laughing at a story told, turning winter notices to gold. I was counting value by the score, staring at a never-open door. Now the road reflects a calmer face as your gentle talking fills this space. You say I am more than what I give, more than every number on the list. When the doubts begin to crowd my chest, you remind me how to stand at rest. Lines on the horizon pull us through, drawing quiet colors round this room. Every tight corner of my mind softens when your fingers meet with mine. If the world behind us calls my name, you just turn the volume from that frame. All I ever wanted comes in view on these lines on the horizon with you. If the clouds roll heavy over land, if the signs grow harder to withstand, we can park beside the leaning trees, let the ocean swallow city schemes. Every shaken story from before loses grip beside this open shore. Lines on the horizon pull us through, keeping every fragile hope in view. Every tight corner of my mind finds a softer rhythm with your light. If the world behind us calls my name, I will stay inside this slower frame. All I ever wanted stands in view on these lines on the horizon with you. Closing time spills out onto the street, neon letters blur beneath my feet, crowded crosswalk pushing through my head, all those random worries left unsaid. I unlocked the car with shaky hands, breathing through the weight of all these plans. Then your name lights up across the glass, tiny signal cutting through the mass. You say take the long way back tonight, let the tired echo leave your mind. lose all the noise from this long day. You carry me in your calm, like a gentle rhythm on my palm. When the city presses on my chest, you turn heavy hours into rest. I can let the dashboard hold my fears, while your steady voice is in my ears. Nothing in the traffic feels as strong as the way you carry me in calm. Red lights hanging over quiet lanes, billboard faces fading in the rain. Open window lets the cool air slide, streetlight shadows drifting by our side. You are waiting near the corner store, hands inside your jacket I still want. One small smile and everything rewinds. All the steel around my heart unties. You say I am safe here as I am, more than any number or demand. Every breath I take beside your face feels like finding long forgotten space. You carry me in your calm, like a gentle rhythm on my palm. When the city presses on my chest, you turn heavy hours into rest. I can let the dashboard hold my fears, while your steady voice is in my ears. Nothing in the traffic feels as strong as the way you carry me in calm. If the weeks grow harder down the line, if the weight returns across my spine, will you meet me where the sidewalks end? Talk me back from edges once again. We can park beneath the quiet sign. Let the simple silence draw a line. You carry me in your calm, through the rush of every distant storm. When the world leans harder on my chest, you turn heavy hours into rest. I can drop the armor from my hands, trust your soft and ordinary plans. I can face tomorrow brave and strong, while your heart still carries me in calm. Rooftop rail under violet sky, city glowing like a restless tide. Workday weight still hanging on my frame, empty emails running through my brain. You step closer with a steady grin, take the worry from the place I stand. Sudden silence settles in the breeze, while your honest presence lets me breathe. You say I can lay the burden down, leave the chasing on the lower ground. Every word you place inside my night turns the broken edges into light. You keep a light on in my chest when the world feels heavier than rest. Every time my courage disappears, you replace the thunder with your cheer. I can drop the pressure from my hands, trust the softer rhythm of your plans. In the middle of this crowded mess, you keep a gentle light on in my chest. Midnight train rolling far below, street lamps drawing patterns in the road. You talk softly about distant dreams, little cabins, oceans, forest streams. I admit I am afraid to fail, scared of leaving this familiar trail. You just nod and let the moment stay, till my tangled heartbeat finds its way. You say I am bigger than my role, more than every target on the wall. Every sentence lifts a different part until hope starts rising in my heart. You keep a light on in my chest when the world feels heavier than rest. Every time my courage disappears, you replace the thunder with your cheer. I can drop the pressure from my hands, trust the softer rhythm of your plans. In the middle of this crowded mess, you keep a gentle light on in my chest. If the coming years grow rough and long, if the city sings a harsher song, will you meet me where the skyline ends? Hold my shaking steps until they mend. We can draw a quieter design, built on simple promise, you and I. You keep a light on in my chest through the storms that test my steadiness. Every time my courage disappears, you replace the thunder with your cheer. I can drop the pressure from my hands, walk beside your kind impatient plans. I can face the rising of each test while you keep burning light inside my chest. Fluorescent ceiling buzzing overhead, empty hallway running through my head. Clock on paper watching every move, stacked reminders I can never prove. I step out into the sinking light, heavy traffic stretching through the night. Then your message glows across my screen, soft release from everything I feel. You say take the long road home this time, let the distant skyline fall behind. Every single letter that you send turns this restless evening toward an end. I will drive into the quiet by your side, leave the crowded pressure far behind. Let the tired voices fade away while the open highway clears the day. With your hand resting gently over mine, all the crooked numbers realign. I can hear my heartbeat come alive when we drive into the quiet for a while. Gasoline reflections on the ground, neon letters losing all their sound. Window open to the cooling breeze, city tremor sliding off my sleeve. You were waiting by the corner light, shadows stretching under gentle white. When I pull beside that painted line, every heavy thought slips from my mind. You say let the dashboard hold the day, we can talk about it on the way. All the sharpest worries in my chest start to loosen while your voice rests. I will drive into the quiet by your side, leave the crowded pressure far behind. Let the tired voices fade away while the open highway clears the day. With your hand resting gently over mine, all the crooked numbers realign. I can hear my heartbeat come alive when we drive into the quiet for a while. If the coming weeks grow hard and loud, if the office windows feel like clouds, we can trace this map again at night. Follow every curve beyond the lights. All the rules that kept me running thin lose their hold when you are breathing in. We will drive into the quiet by the shore, let the distant towers fade once more. Let the tired voices drift away while the open highway clears the day. With your hand resting gently over mine, I can trust the slowly healing time. I can face tomorrow with a smile after driving through the quiet for a while. Friday evening at the stairwell door, city thunder humming through the floor. Phone is shaking with 100 signs, every little message on my mind. You walk up with sneakers in your hand, say you found quite a piece of land. Take my keys and pull me to the street where the summer pavement holds our feet. You say we can leave the rush behind, let the towers fade into the sky. Every word you whisper by my side starts to loosen something deep inside. When you pull me close tonight, we can hold the world outside. Let the headlines chase another tide. We will keep this room in softer light. I can drop the pressure from my eyes, lay my tired questions on your side. Nothing else can touch this quiet time. When you pull me close and hold the world outside. Kitchen window facing little trees, curtains breathing with the evening breeze. Radio is playing something slow while you light a candle near the stove. Shoes are scattered on the wooden floor. You lean back against the hallway door. Ask me how my every week has been, till my masked emotions wander in. You say I am safe to let it fall, every fear that never had a wall. As your fingers wrap around When you pull me close tonight, we can hold the world outside. Let the headlines chase another tide. We will keep this room in softer light. I can drop the pressure from my eyes, lay my tired questions on your side. Nothing else can touch this quiet time. When you pull me close and hold the world outside, and tomorrow starts to shout again. If the crowded hours press us thin, we can turn the volume slowly down. Let the gentle silence wrap this town. Every shaking corner of my heart stays together where your shoulders are. When you pull me close tonight, we can hold the world outside. Let the restless engines pass us by, while the faithful candle flickers wide. I can drop the pressure from my eyes, trust the way you're breathing matches mine. I will face the morning stronger bright, if we spend this night and hold the world outside. Shaking metal walls, tired faces moving through the calls, headline posters leaning into fear, every slogan shouting in my ear. I am holding tickets in my hand, thinking about changes I have planned. Then your message lands across the globe, tiny line that tells me I can grow. You say I was born for something real, not a life that grinds me into steel. Every word you send across the day pushes heavy shadows out of frame. You are brighter than the noise around my head, cutting through the static and the dread. Every time the pressure lifts its voice, you remind my spirit of a choice. I can step away from empty praise, walk beside your softer, honest ways. In a world that loves a louder voice, you stay steady, you stay brighter than the noise. Office hallway humming like a hive, endless targets pinned on every file, plastic flowers in the meeting room try to cover up the constant gloom. I am staring at the evening clock, feeling like a gear inside a box. Then I see your picture on my screen, laughing in the late day golden beam. You say I can leave when I am done, find a piece of daylight, taste the sun. Lighting up the corners filled with dread. Every time the pressure lifts its voice, you remind my spirit of a choice. I can let the hollow sirens fade, trust the gentle comfort that you made. In a world that loves a louder voice, I stand taller with you, brighter than the night. Softer on a Sunday town, curtain glow is spilling gently down. Messages are waiting by the bed, all the weekly worries in my head. You walk in with coffee in your hands, tell me we can change the daily plans. Leave the rush to every other door, take a different rhythm on this floor. You say we could step outside the race, find a little breathing kind of space. Every word is like a turning key, opening a road that sets me free. Slow lane with you, I feel alive. Let the heavy engines pass us by, windows open to the easy breeze, letting every tight thought find release. I do not need trophies in my hands, just your laughter mixing with the band. Every crowded worry loses view when I ride the slow lane here with you. Late morning by the river on the side, trees are drawing shadows as we ride. Radio is humming low and warm, while you tell me stories without form. We pull over near the little pier, watch the ripples bending crystal clear. All the timelines written in my mind fade into the gentle waterline. You say I'm fine the way I am, more than any busy master plan. Every careful sentence that you share turns the restless beating into care. Slow lane with you, I feel alive. Let the heavy engines pass us by, windows open to the easy breeze, letting every tight thought find release. I do not need trophies in my hands, just your laughter mixing with the band. Every crowded worry loses view when I ride the slow lane here with you. If the coming months grow sharp and loud, if the headlines push under the cloud, we can take this memory from today, trace it on the map in quiet ways. Every time the pressure starts to climb, we can choose a softer kind of time. In the slow lane with you, I feel alive, under open ordinary skies, windows open to the easy breeze, letting every tight thought find release. I do not need trophies in